Hi everybody, I'm Andrew, and if you don't mind, I'm not gonna take my place in the circle of life. Let's get started. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hello everybody, it's me, Andrew Fantasia. Thanks for tuning in. As usual, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and give some love to that subscribe button as well. Trust me, I need the love more than Disney does. They're fine. Have you seen their fiscal reports? They're okay. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't going to be some kind of Disney bashing video. I love Disney. I love me a good Disney. My last name is Fantasia, okay? Me and Disney are on great speaking terms, and we always will be. Sidebar, if you're not watching the new DuckTales show, watch the new DuckTales show. Oh my God, watch it. Now, what I'm here to talk about is just a simple little statement, and that statement is, I am not going to be watching The Lion King or Dumbo or Mulan or The Little Mermaid or anything else that Disney is putting out, because at this point, I'm done. And here's why I'm done. Just as a quick refresher course here, I haven't seen all of these live action movies that they've made. So far, I have seen just Cinderella, Jungle Book, and Aladdin. And that's it. That's all I saw, and that's all I ever plan on seeing. The thing about these movies, guys, is that they are conversation pieces and nothing else. They're empty shells full of conversation, and they're here and then they're gone. I have a lot of little kids in my family. Those little kids will still watch the animated version of The Lion King, okay? In 25 years, their kids are not going to be watching this 2019 Lion King with its scary ass looking warthogs and CGI. No. They're going to be watching the cartoon because that's what stood the test of time. All these new iterations are just big, fancy, colorful, expensive, empty shells with star power behind them. And that's all I'll ever be able to see them as. When The Little Mermaid came out, nobody was talking about the stars in The Little Mermaid, because guess what? I don't think there were any stars in The Little Mermaid. Aside from Robin Williams, I don't think there were any stars in Aladdin. It wasn't about stunt casting back then. It was just about telling these great stories and being like, here's the story. Take a look at this. Now this whole stunt casting phase comes along, and it becomes the focal point of everything. You know what? I love Donald Glover, but I'm good. I don't need to see Donald Glover play Simba. I'm good. I know that he's a good actor. I'm fine. I'm fine. I really am. Hell, as much as I hate this monstrosity, this had one of the best casts I've ever seen assembled for a motion picture. When I saw the cast, I got suckered in at first, and I was like, damn, this is a perfectly cast film. I need to see what they do with this. And it was Jungle Book, for all its flaws, that taught me at the end that this great cast does not equal a great movie. It equals an empty shell of a movie, just like all of these films are. They are, like I said in my Aladdin review, nothing but karaoke. They're very, very big budget karaoke with huge star power behind them, but they are still just karaoke. I guarantee you, there's going to be at least 2 points in The Lion King where somebody is going to say a line from the original Lion King, and you're going to be like, oh, they said that line in a weird way, and it's not as powerful as it was in 1994. Because it's karaoke, folks. It is a poorly done cover song of a classic. I don't want to pay to see some schmo sing Don't Stop Believin', because guess what? Journey did it just fine. They did. Why change what ain't broken? I can just see the karaoke happening now, and I haven't even seen this movie. I'm picturing like Zazu, okay? Zazu, and that point in I Just Can't Wait to Be King, where he's glaring at Simba, and he says, I think it's time that you and I arranged a heart to heart. I can just picture it now in this new film with John Oliver, who I love, saying the line, and it's going to sound like karaoke because he's probably going to say it like this. I think it's time that you and I arranged a heart to heart. And you're going to be like, whoa, that's off. That is off. That's not the song that I had in my head for 25 years. It's just empty to me. It is. It's a ball of emptiness with stunt casting. That's all I see when I look at these. When these first images and first shots of The Lion King came out and hit the public, you know, I see so many people on social media who are like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is going to change my life. And I'm just looking at it like, all this proves to me is the same thing I've known for all my life, is that, yes, ILM has really, really good computers at their disposal. That's all this does. The original Lion King showed us beautiful animation, but it also showed us great storytelling and great characters and introduced new characters into the popular zeitgeist. And now, I can say Simba to anybody and they'll know what I'm talking about. This isn't going to do that. This is just going to be like, hey guys, look at our computers and our casting directors. Look what our computers and casting directors can do. And go. And we're going to pay for that? Really? We're going to pay money for this? Disney, if you want to make a huge profit by using your pre-existing characters and not having to come up with new stories or ideas, I'll tell you what, just give me another full movie of this. Just all these princesses just hanging out and having some kind of new adventure somewhere that we haven't seen before. Give me that. Because that was the best scene in Wreck-It Ralph 2, and frankly, that is, I think, something a lot of people would see. You have great voice talents behind all of those princesses. They look great in this 3D form. They translated from 2D to 3D really well. Just do it. And guys, when you get right down to it, the fact of the matter is, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Aladdin, Mulan, these are all spectacular Disney movies. These are movies that defined a generation of kids. They're excellent. They are A+ movies across the board. Why is Disney not remaking the movies that didn't work? If Disney wants to make these big budget adaptations, do it on something like The Black Cauldron or Oliver and Company. Do it on something that not a lot of people cared about, that you have a second chance to correct mistakes that you made in the past and actually make something good out of it. Turn a failure into a success rather than a success into karaoke of that success. I still firmly believe that the only reason I liked this new Cinderella is because there was nowhere really to go but up. The original Cinderella is kind of a boring drag. She's a cardboard cutout of a character. All of the humans in that movie are. They spend the entire movie just focusing on the mice and the talking animals. So any movie about Cinderella where they make the humans a little bit better than they did before was going to be a step up. The bar was already pretty low. So do that more. Show us what the Black Cauldron would look like in live action. Show us. That would be astounding. Show us what Atlantis would look like in live action. I bet you forgot that existed. You know why? Because it wasn't a very spectacular generation-defining movie. It was an okay animated feature that people forgot about. Make that your big budget ILM computer fest with every movie star in the world in it. Make that your summer extravaganza and suddenly get people interested in a movie that nobody was interested in before. Make it so that when I walk into the Disney store, I want to buy Black Cauldron merchandise. Because you know what? I don't think there's a human being on earth who has ever wanted that. So you can make that happen now. I think the Sleeping Beauty story is another one that could have done really well with a beautiful modern retelling. Except, dear God, not like this. Not like this. No, thank you. The only good thing that I think has come about from these live action movies is the amount of really diverse casting that's been going on. I mean, because of these films, we now have faces like Mina Massoud, like Halle Bailey, who are coming out into the open and becoming more household names. And all the power to them. I hope Mina Massoud and Halle Bailey have a great career. I don't know, as a fan of original storytelling, I love sequels too, and I love franchises too. Yeah, that's a given. But as a fan of original storytelling, I can't help but feel that if anybody has the money and the resources to tell original stories without having to worry about the fiscal risk, it's Disney. So maybe the next time you're thinking of making, something that costs as much as the live action Aladdin, take that money, get your great, diverse, young, fresh-faced new cast, because your casting is excellent, but cast people and write a new story and just use that money to tell a new story. Tell a new fairy tale, tell a new Disney epic, and make that the next genre-defying thing. Make that so that our kids grew up with this, The Princess and the Pea, or whatever new story you want to make. And so in 30 years from now, those kids are going to look back fondly on that and be like, you know what my favorite movie of my childhood was? Halle Bailey and Mina Massoud and The Princess and the Pea. Because that was the shit, man. I don't see anything wrong with that. In fact, I think that's the way to go. But I am done with the empty hollow karaoke movies. I will not be watching or reviewing Lion King, so if you want to know what I think of Lion King, don't bother. Don't be clicking on the channel to be like, where's the Lion King review? It's not happening. Nor is there going to be one for Little Mermaid or Mulan or whatever the hell else comes around, unless they make a Black Cauldron one. Unless they own up and make a Black Cauldron one, then you know what? Maybe I'll give that a whirl. But anyway, that's Thumb Together. My name is Andrew Fantasia. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you here next time, and until then, adios.